Hello, dear friends. Jack here. Jump Tomorrow Substack. Just trying to get through people who are suffering. Well, I guess I'm one of them. On Saturday, I guess, I learned, maybe Sunday, that one of my best, I wouldn't even call him a friend, just a figure in my life, had passed after cancer, a couple months of cancer. I'm seeing a friend also write about having seen a child who had been hit on the highway, and it was so fresh as an accident that they hadn't sealed it off from view yet, and my friend saw the child apparently and obviously dead on the road. And now that friend, days later, can't breathe well, is not sleeping. How do we do it? Solzhenitsyn, writing about the gulags, talked about humans as the only animal, only being who can get used to anything. But when it's our first close experience like that, I went to a shooting range years ago, 2016, I guess, after that horrible election over the winter months. I went to a shooting range, and there were maybe 5 lanes, so-called. You have your little privacy, but the place you shoot into is a big empty space, like a warehouse. And I guess the far distant wall is impenetrable stone, I guess, or steel. But I hadn't expected the booms from someone in the lanes who had a shotgun of some kind. And not only was it a boom, but the air rushed past one as you stood there, because that explosion pushed air into that space, and it all came back in the different lanes. And that was incredibly jarring. I thought of war horses. The idea of a war horse is that the horse understands explosions and fighting, and it won't freak out. And after half an hour, I did not freak out anymore. I could stand there, and any random boom was just a random boom, and I did not jump. But do we want to get used to suffering? When we go to war, that's expected. We come back from war changed because we have learned to not be affected. But something is hurt in us when we become desensitized. We all prefer to be sensitive. And yet, when we're suffering, we wish we weren't, and we work hard to get over it. You don't get over seeing the death of a child. You don't get over losing your friend. You become less sensitive. What I've been doing with my friend, since he wasn't in my city and I hadn't seen him, I am just continuing to feel him the same way I felt him before he passed. Just saying to myself that nothing has changed. But for his relatives and his friends close by, that's of course changed. They cannot go to him. They see his son and his wife suffering. So my method is only appropriate from a distance. Nobody understands anything here. Why were these people alive in the first place? We can't explain that. How we keep ourselves alive, I have nothing to do with it. I don't have any way of keeping myself alive. I pretend I know what I'm doing, but I don't know the first thing about it. I love you. Yeah. Bye-bye.